Hello everybody, Uniquely Lady Charlotte, and I am whooped. I am. I got prepared this morning about 7 to go out amongst the masses and pass out gift bags and talk to people. I did that. I did. Um, it rained all day. It was cold, but I kept going. You know what? Mama brought something to my attention. She said, "Kim, every time you do this, it rains." I said, I know. And I didn't think about it till she mentioned it. I said, but you're right. I said, but that's not going to stop me from doing what I've been called to do, which is pass out gift bags to homeless men and women. It's not going to stop me. But I tell you, that rain was cold, but kept right on going. Didn't bother me. I'll tell you something that happened too. So, my first stop, took my bags. I still got a lot of them in the car. And I bought new stuff with the donations I received today. I bought new stuff. I received about $40 in donations. So, and I bought new stuff today. And I bought it in the house. But the gift bags and the jackets, they're still in the car because I'm going to do it tomorrow too. But I couldn't find anybody to give the jackets to because it rained. So that means the homeless people or the people, I'm not going to just say homeless, the people that needed the most were not out and about in the rain. So they were somewhere else, but I don't know where they are or where they go. So to stay out of the weather. So I have to research that a little bit more. I went by the library because I know the library is where they go to stay warm. They can't go to sleep or anything, so you have to read a lot. They have to read a lot to be on the computer. Excuse me. So I went to the library today, my first stop, downtown Concord, North Carolina. Went to the library. Um, had the car loaded up with gift bags from your donations and my own money. No major corporation. Nobody, donated $1,000 or nothing like that. It's just my money, your money that you donated, and your prayers that you sent up for this project to go forth. Because it's just a personal, private project, that Scotty and I do, or have taken up. So I go to the library, and I said, okay, I'm going to park in the parking space. It's raining. I'm going to get out, walk inside, and I'm going to first go in and look to see how many people in the library look like they could benefit from this bag. Okay. Or basically how many patrons in there. Sometimes you can tell, sometimes you can't tell. So I got out and I walked up to the front doors, and there was two white guys and a white female standing in front of the door waiting to go inside the library, but the library was closed. When I looked in the door, they were having a staff meeting. It was about 9 or 10 of them having a staff meeting this morning. So I asked the lady, I said, excuse me. I said, what time is the library open? She said, oh, it'll open in a few minutes. But they didn't look like they were the typical people that come from the Salvation Army that go to the library. They didn't look that type. Looked like they had books and stuff they were going to return or whatever. And the other guy, he was standing at the window. He was on his cell phone talking. And I noticed on the ground beside him, he had a tall, skinny umbrella. And he had a book bag. And he had another bag, looked like a duffel bag. Like he had everything he owned in it. So I just said, okay, well, I'll go get him a bag. So I go back to the car, and it's cold. I'm telling you, it was cold today, and it's going to be cold tomorrow. It's going to rain, I think, the next 2 days or so. So I go to the car, and so I can get a bag and take him a bag. But I said, well, let me start up the car so it can warm up, and get the heat going. So I get in the car. It's raining. I turn the key, and all I hear is yearn, yearn, yearn. Click, 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 click. I'm like, what the freak is that? So when I turned again, it's click, 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 click. I said, oh no. So the battery in the car, it's been acting like that now for about a month. And Scotty has a jump box that he purchased. And so he has to jump the car off almost every morning before we go to work. Okay, we get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and start getting ready for work. I have to be at work at 5, sometimes 4:45. So, and I live about 45 minutes from the job. So I got to get up pretty darn early, okay, get my motor running. So I'm like, oh, it don't sound like the battery's gonna make it. It's gone. It's gone. So Scotty didn't go with me today to do bags. I just let him stay at the house. I didn't ask him to go with me because he's been really supportive and helping me out and everything. So I didn't ask him to go. All right, so I'm thinking, okay, what am I going to do? I'm like, okay, the jump box is in the trunk, but I don't know how to work the jump box. Scotty and I never had a tutorial. Okay, so I'm like, okay, so I get the jump box out and I put it in front of the car. I lift up the hood and I'm looking at the battery and I'm like, looking at this jump box, and I'm like, okay, I know I put the claws on it, but I don't know where to put the claws. Yes, I see one claw is red and the other one is black, but I'm one of those females who think it's raining and you want me to mess around with this jump box in the rain? Okay, some of y'all see that movie, Are We There Yet? When he put the claws on the battery and then the lightning and something in the rain. All I know is he got knocked 100 feet. That was not going to be me in the parking lot of the library. All right, so I said, okay, now, worst case scenario, I do have roadside assistance. But it was cold. I didn't want to sit in the car in the cold, waiting on them to get there. Because that could be an hour or so. So I'm like, okay, so it was two guys around there and a female. So I'm going to go back around here and I'm going to ask one of the guys if they can help me. Or at least show me what to do. You don't even have to help me. Just show me what to do and I'll do it. So I'm walking up and I'm looking at the guy that was on the cell phone, the ones with the duffel bag and the book bag and all that. And I see the other guys in deep conversation with the female. So I stopped to the first guy I got to. And I said, excuse me, sir. He looked and I said, excuse me. I said, my car battery is dead and I need a jump. So he said, oh, I'm sorry. I don't have a car to give you a jump. I said, oh, no, that's okay. I don't need a car. I just need you to show me how to use this jump box. I don't need a car. He said, oh, sure, gladly. So he got all his stuff and he brought it around there, set it on the side, and I gave him the jump box and he was explaining it to me. I ain't gonna lie, I was not absorbing that. None of that. None of that. I just want to be rescued. Okay? And it's cold and it's raining and I'm standing outside. So he said, okay, this, and that. So he gave me all the instructions and all that. And he's like, okay, so we got to sit it on here for a little bit. And we got to wait a few moments and then you're going to start it up. I said, okay. So I go and try to start it. It wasn't ready. All right. So he says, okay, I don't know why that didn't work. He said, so he said, it's on. I said, well, maybe it's not charged enough. And he was like, no, it looks like it's charged enough. He said, but I don't know why it didn't work. So he said, so anyway, I also told him that if he helped me, I would give him $5. Okay. And so he's like, sure, sure. So he came around there. So anyway, so he says, so what's going on? I mean, what are you doing out here today in the bad weather? So I told him what I was doing. He said, oh, okay. He said, that's nice. He said, well, what organization are you with? I said, I'm not with an organization. It's just me and some of my, subscribers and friends that just donated, and I'm just doing the footwork. He said, oh, okay. So I said, well, let me tell you what's inside of the bag. So I told him I said, it's not much, but it's a roll of toilet paper, 2 washcloths, a brand new bar of Coast soap, a comb, 2 plastic bags to keep your stuff from getting wet, and keep a person's stuff from getting wet, toothpaste and a toothbrush. He said, oh, okay. He said, I tell you what, you don't have to pay me if you let me have one of those gift bags. I'd love to have one of those instead. I said, really? He said, really? If you give me one of those, you don't have to pay me. I said, well, oh my gosh. Okay, great. I'll give you a gift bag. I said, then I could take the $5 I was going to give you and I could buy more stuff. He said, exactly. So I gave him a gift bag. And I also had some deodorant. I went to Dollar Tree and before the donations came in, I bought a bunch of men's speed stick and that other type of deodorant they use in the spray can. It smells real good and stuff. So I bought a lot of those and I bought 20 bags of pads. I'm going to tell you about that story here in a second. The 20 bags of sanitary napkins. So I gave him a bag and he looked in it. He's like, gosh, thank you so much. But it just made me feel good to know that was okay with him. He didn't want $5. He much rather had the gift bag. I'm like, yes, okay, great. So we got the car started. Well, first let me tell you what happened. So backing up a little bit. I called Mama. When he said, I don't know why it's not working, I called Mama. I said, Mama, you got your clothes on? She's like, no, I don't have my clothes on. I'm like, Mom, put your clothes on because the battery just went dead and I'm stuck at the library. And she's like, I only know what one library is. I'm like, well, if you get downtown Concord, I can tell you how to get to me. And she was like, okay, give me a chance to put on my clothes and I'm going to power up my jump box. And I said, okay. I said, well, Mama, I have a jump box. I just need you to come here and show me how to work it. Because I have a jump box. And she was like, oh, okay, so give me a few moments. All right, so then he tells, after I got the phone with Mama, he tells me, oh, the light is green. Try it now. So I tried it. It started right up, right? I called Mama back. Mama, I got it. Don't come. She's like, oh, okay. I said, but keep your clothes on and charge up your jump box in case I need it again. So next time I call you, I said, because I'm going to be in Concord the whole day. Concord. So I said, just, you'll be ready to come and rescue me. You're the cavalry. I said, Mom, you are the secret cavalry. She's like, oh, Lord. She's like, please be careful out there. She said, but you know what? I've noticed every time you go do this, it's raining. I said, yep. Matter of fact, it is. I said, but I'm not going to let it stop me. And she said, no, don't let it stop you, honey. So she told me, be careful, stay in touch with her all day. And just please be careful and not be so trusting and just talking to everybody and stuff. I'm like, I'm not, Mama. And I'm not going to go in the woods this time to try to reach out. That's why I told you I was going to say, he's not going in the damn woods. I said, but it's a campsite in the woods. He's like, I don't care. We're not going in the woods. So we didn't go in the woods. And he made me promise today not to go in the woods. All right, so anyway, got started back on my way. Went over to Salvation Army. There wasn't anyone there because they have to be out by a certain time. And then I rode over to it's a place called the Opportunity House. People are normally standing outside, but there wasn't anybody out there because it was raining. So I'm like, where are the people that I can assist? So it was hard to find people today. So I'm going to try it again tomorrow. But I did go to Dollar Tree and I bought a lot of things, with money I had and the $4 in donations I had gotten today. Now, I bought 20 bags of pads. I'm talking to Kiana, Uber Lady Baby, talking to her on the phone. And today is also Mookie Mom's birthday. That's my grandbaby through Uniquely Lady Charlotte. It was a Uniquely Lady Baby. Well, y'all know what I'm talking about. What is it? Uniquely Lady Baby? Uniquely Lady Charlotte Baby? Anyway. Kiana. Y'all know Kiana. That's the one I'm talking about. Greens, ham, tomato, bacon, whatever. The Shirley Caesar song. So, she had a baby. And Mookie Ma turned 6 today. Right, so, but Mookie Ma said she was sad today and she cried because she turned 6. She cried because she turned 6. You know how I want to be 6 again? You know what I'm saying? How I want to be 6 years old again and she crying because she turned 6. Anyway, so Kiana was like, Mom, when you take these 20 bags of pads up to the register, whomever's at that register gonna look at you like you bleed like a cut pig. I was like, oh my goodness, they are gonna think I just have an issue of blood. I'm just not well. Plus I had all these speed sticks and then I tried to make my mama and Scotty's mama a bag for Valentine's Day. You can want them the 2 bags right there. I ain't hardly got nothing in it. I ain't hardly got nothing in these bags, but I wish I could have put more in the bag, but I ain't hardly got nothing in it. Because after I bought stuff from the Dollar Tree with the $40 and my dollars to make new bags, I had to go buy a battery. So let's talk about that. So then I had to go over to Walmart to buy a car battery. I get over there, I pick up the battery. They try to put the battery in. And he's like, you sure this is the battery size? Yep, this is the battery size. Because Scotty and I looked it up on the little computer thing they have in the automotive to tell you what kind of battery to use. All right, Scotty didn't go with me, so I'm by myself. Get the battery, put it on the counter. They take it to the car. But I noticed 3 people trying to put this battery in. Well, then I see the guy that's working on my car. He come in, go in the back storage room, come out with another battery. And I'm like, maybe he working on somebody else's car. He put the battery in. I'm like, well, I didn't have but $89 on my bank card, and I got $60 of cash in my pocket, so Hope that battery don't cost more than what I originally had planned for, which was like 120. It was 120 something because I picked up the something R, 51R, 51-R battery. I think it's 51-R. It's some numbers and some letters. And so, come to find out when it's time, they got the battery in, and